So we're coming up on the property. It's going to be on our right. We're going north on Shannon County 421, I believe. Excuse me. And this is one of the few Pine Hollow properties that has direct frontage on the Mark Twain National Forest along its east side. So you can build your cabin or home or camp on your own property, and you've got direct access to tens of thousands of acres of national forest land. We've got a few greenish ribbons in the trees. Those are kind of temporary survey marks that the surveyor set up. But here we're coming up to the driveway on the property. I'll call it a driveway. I'm not 100% sure where it leads because I've only been on it once. But I'm going to pull over up here and hop out and have a look at this property. So that's looking north on the county road. The property, of course, is on the right. And then as we look to the south, it's on the left. You can see the sign right there for the sign for tract number 6. Now this has an existing trail. This was on here. The guys didn't put this in. I'll walk up it in a minute. You can see there's spots you could pull right off onto the property. Some of it is steep off the road and some of it is not. This is clearly not a trail you'd want to take your Honda Civic on. Like I said, I have been on this once in my truck before we bought these tracts at Pine Hollow, and I just went back for a couple hundred yards, and then the trail kept going, but I eventually turned around. So I can only assume that this leads all the way back to the National Forest. But it also may dead end. Like I say, I didn't follow it to the end. But pretty cool to have an existing trail you can use. Make sure you have a truck with pretty good tires to use this little trail. But you can already see super private. We're looking down on the county road. You're going to find mature timber on this property. You're going to find pine trees in Pine Hollow, imagine that. But predominantly hardwood trees, oaks and hickories. Red oak and white oak mainly, I believe. This trail, like I said, it keeps going. After another couple hundred feet, I believe it levels out a little bit. And you certainly wouldn't have to use this trail as a driveway to your campsite, but it could be convenient. Here's a great spot right here. You could pull your truck up and get off the trail and be all set. And like I said, this directly borders the Mark Twain National Forest. So really a nice situation. If you are into hunting or recreation or trail riding, you're directly adjacent to tens of thousands of acres of Mark Twain National Forest, which you can use. There's a beautiful pine tree. Big pine. See some big oaks. I'll just walk a little further. It looks like this trail levels off a little bit. It's the middle of winter time, you can probably tell. In the spring and summer, you'll have beautiful green leaves everywhere. And of course in the fall, you'll have the fall colors that the Ozarks are known for. But here in the wintertime, you just see trees. That's about it. This is starting to level off, and it's becoming even prettier. What an ideal spot to put a little cabin or a home. 100% private. This is not some kind of a public trail. This is private. You could gate this, put a gate up if you wanted to, or honestly, if you put up a private property sign, that would probably do the trick too. Now it's leveled off. Very pretty. A lot of mid-sized trees, smaller trees, and mature timber as well. I can get just a glimpse of the view through the trees. I can see a ridge probably a mile or two away. Another good cabin spot, or spot for maybe your camper. Beautiful up here. Wow, it gets even better. Got some more mature timber as that trail winds around. Very nice. I'm going to cut it short there, but that's a pretty good look at part of the property anyway. Really nice one. This will go quickly. If you've been looking for a property that borders some public land, they are getting harder and harder to find. And if you've been looking for one that borders public land and has good access, you know they're almost non-existent. Most of the land that borders public land is accessed on a little dirt goat path or some kind of easement road or trail. This has actual county road frontage maintained by the county, so you can drive to this property in any type of vehicle basically all year. Now, to get up onto the property on this trail, you'll want a truck, but you'd be welcome to create a different trail or a different site. I don't know if I've mentioned it on this video, but the timber cannot be harvested until the property's been paid for in full. After you've paid for it in full, the timber is yours. You can cut it, you can let it grow, you can sell it. Until then, you can't cut it. Now, we do make exceptions when people get a hold of us if they're doing a building site or putting in a road or trail. If you let us know, we can come out here and meet with you and see what you've got in mind, and we can give you written permission. Rarely do we ever deny anybody written permission to clear trees for a building site or a trail. Really nice property. Really, really special property. I like this one. It's the acreage at Pine Hollow with frontage on the Mark Twain National Forest.